of people came. And the third creation, he tried his hand with more with Tama and also Raja, very little Sattva. And we find that all these terrible people, they were born all egoistic. So this time Brahma had to cry. So he was afraid to see what is going to happen. God has given me the responsibility to create, and I must have made the mistake. And so this type of creation, what will happen? But the God said, no, I wanted all this, and this time I will go to Gokula, and I will take birth over there, and it will be a grand show, and I like it. And then the Brahma, he disclosed this among the gods. You know, the gods, those who are very good people, after their death, they go near to the heaven, they be there. They like to be with God, but that type of quality is not there. So they always hanker to be very close to God. So when the Brahma came to know that God has decided to go down again, and he disclosed it to them. And he said, if you want the closeness of the Lord, you better go to this place and take whatever form you like. He is going to be a cowherd boy, and many they chose to become cows, so at least they will get the touch of the Lord Krishna. So, and many they were born. So all those, the gopi and the gopas, the cowherd, the whole village, they were all those gods and goddesses came down. Now the Krishna came over there. We will discuss from the Bhagavata, not Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavata, when they are asking, who is this Krishna? Beautifully they are answering the 2-3 slokas, verses we will read. But before that, let us chant the mantra of the Krishna. Please repeat after me. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranata Klesha Nashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. The Govinda, the one who resides inside the heart of everyone. So that's why the Govinda, the Supreme Being, the knower of all self, the Supreme Being Paramatma, Paramatmane. Param means Supreme. Atma, the being, the Paramatmana, and Govinda, the one who resides as a self in all being. And what he does, he remover of all suffering. Klesha Nashaya. Klesha means the all suffering. In the Yoga Sutra, they have categorized the 5 klesha. That is pancha klesha. That is a different. But the klesha, all type of suffering, physical, mental, and spiritual. This is suffering, the remover of all sufferings. And he has become the son of the Vasudeva. Vasudevaya. This is the son of the Vasudeva. I bow down to him again and again. Now, why this Krishna has taken the form of the Vasudeva? So that is a big story and very popular story. Almost all Indians, they know it. Even including this younger generation of Indians here, then their parents will be asking them to read the story books. And the Rama and Krishna are so famous all over the India, and now all over the world. People like to listen about them, the excellent life. But who is this Krishna? Then the Bhagavata says, Saba ayam sakhanugita satkatho. Sa ba ayam. He is that. T-H-A-T. Ayam means that. So it's a consciousness, so no gender. So that's why it's mentioning as that. And it says, Sa, he is that, about whom the people sing and talk. Sokhyana Gita. Gita means sing, and Sat Katha. And they talk about him. Always they talk about him, they sing about him. And who were these people? They were singing and talking. Vedeshu, in the Veda. Guiheshu, in the Tantra. Cha Guihabadivihi, and the realized souls. The realized souls, they talk about him. They sing about him. He is the Krishna. And Ya Eka Isho, that Supreme Absolute Lord, Ya Eka Isha. Isha means the Supreme Lord. And Jagat Atma Leelaya, his own happiness. He created this Jagat. So who created this Jagat? That Lord. And this Lord is coming down as Krishna. So now the question that one gentleman asked the same question to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said that this is actually the Leela, the divine sports of God. And what the God has done? He has created him as the good person, as the bad person, the animal, and the birds, and all these things. And why? He is enjoying it. So that is his creation. Now, when we create in our dream, we create also, and then sometimes we are suffering, sometimes we are enjoying. So in our dream also the same way we create. And sometimes a writer creating a story, and he will be writing in such a way, all people who are reading, they'll, oh my God, why you have killed that boy? And the writer told, so that your mind also become drawn to this. So this is all creation. When we are reading a very good boy, he was doing this, he was doing that, suddenly somebody killed him, and all the readers, maybe that is a movie that may, and when we watch the movies, oh my God, why he should be killed? Now if you go to the writer, he says, without that, effect is not coming. To give the effect that there should be tension, there should be this, there should be that. Otherwise, suppose you develop a movie that all good people, they're all sitting and doing the japa, and 3 hours movie, do you think anyone will go? They won't. So you have to create some bad people, that then the tension, then this, that, then only they will go. The newspapers and the medias, they always highlight this type of the stories, so they will listen. And if you say this person, they were doing this type of research, now they have received the doctorate, and who is going to see that? So obviously, Krishna, he created the Jagat. And this Jagat is full of tension, and he enjoys that. And he has come down to do that. Then one person told, if it is a happy, he is enjoying, it is a suffering for us. You know the answer of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna? He said, but who are you? Actually, we are also the same God. We are thinking that we are separate from God, and that's why we are suffering. Otherwise, we are the same God. Now, suppose in a drama, local drama, a rich man has become a servant, and the servant has become the rich man. Now the servant is sitting over there, and the rich man is pressing his feet, and the servant is giving the kick, hey, do it properly. The rich man, he will say, now it is 1 hour only. After that, I will be the rich and you will be the poor man. So don't kick me in that way. In the drama, you are the rich man, boss, and I am the servant. But in real life, I am the boss. Don't forget that. So by that way, if we think that we are the boss, we are the God, then you are mukta. What is liberation? This thought only. How can I suffer? I cannot. In the Vedanta they say, Kim rodasi sake toi sarva shakti. Why you are crying? You are that being. You have created this and you should enjoy this. But the physical suffering, mental suffering and so much, we forget that we are God. Because we forget the God, this problem. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he was lying down, his cancer in the throat, cannot eat, he is crying. So many people are also crying and blaming God. Why you have to give this type of suffering to him? But one person came and told, these are all drama, no suffering for him. He is doing it just to show us. Then Sri Ramakrishna opened his eyes and saw who commented like that and said that he has caught me in that way. The realization is this, actually we don't suffer. The Krishna, who is this Krishna? Sabha ayam sakhanugita satkato. He is that about whom the Vedeshu Guihechu Guiha Badivihi, the realized souls, and also the Veda, and in the Tantra, they are all singing and praising him. He is the only Lord. Sa Eka Isha. He is the only one. Then where from the Jagat came? He has created. Why he has created? So that he can enjoy. So that is why Atma Leelaya he has created. Then the last line it says, Sri Jati he creates, Abati he sustains, and then Atti then takes it back. Na Tatra Sajjate. And he never gets involved into it. He never gets involved into it. So when we were children, then we had one only. If you study from Monday to Saturday, the Sunday morning movie that they used to take us, and mostly Tarjan movie. And I was excited to see the Tarjan movie. And one day the Tarjan is sitting, and a tiger came at the back, and slowly tiger was approaching the tiger. And then I stood up and shouted, Tarjan, tiger is at your back. From my back seat, one gentleman told me, Tarjan knows, you sit down. Then I was wondering how he could say that Tarjan knows. Then when we were coming back, I asked that the gentleman who took us, I told, how could he say that? How the Tarjan will know? The cameraman was there, and the sound recording, so great, all people were there. And it was not real tiger anyway, but you need not to worry. So when we know this, then we need not to worry. So what is God realization? This truth. The moment we understand, oh, these are all drama actually happening, then you are not suffering, you are not enjoying also. These are all this drama. So Sri Jati, he is creating, Abati, he is sustaining, keeping in that way. Atti, and dissolving, Natatra Sajjate, it is not attached in that. Why the Supreme Lord incarnated as Sri Krishna? Then, when the rulers become corrupt and cruel, so it is very, very important, when the rulers become corrupt and cruel, he had to come. But before that, in the Bhagavad, in the 21 verse, it says, who is this Krishna again? Sabai Kilayam Purusha Puratana. Again in the Bhagavata it says, Krishna is that eternal supreme being, Ya Eka Asit, who is all alone, Abhishesha Atmani, he is the pure consciousness, Agre Gunebhyaha, before creation all beings, Jagadatmani Ishare, all materials were within him, Nirmala Atmana Nishi Shupta Shaktishu, and all the cosmic power also was within him. So he is creating in this way. So whom we call Krishna, he is actually days. Those who are following Krishna, if they are not understanding, reading the Bhagavata, where the origin, actual form of Krishna has been disclosed, they make the mistake. They say Krishna is the only God. That is the problem again. Why they say ego? I am following Krishna, so my God is the best God, and you must have to follow that. And if you are not doing that, I will fight with you. By that way, they are not only going nowhere in the spiritual life, but disturbing others also. So that narrowness, that next the Avatara that he will come, he will break that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So in Krishna, he said that, and who was saying this? All the great rishis who have realized. He is mentioning that Krishna is the eternal supreme being. Though you are thinking Krishna is like that. You know where it is happening? I will tell you the story. All the great war was over. Then the Krishna, he told that, okay, now the Yudhishthira was a very emotional man. After that, Yudhishthira told, I also like to die. Because after killing so many relatives, why I am surviving? And moreover, look at the father who has lost all his sons. I have killed them. Now how he is not having the eyes, no kingdom, no people to support, how he will serve? I will go and serve him. So he was going on doing like that. Krishna thought, oh my God, it will be difficult because he is the king, he has to re-establish again everything. So he organized Ashwamedha Yajna, a great yajna. From all over India, the kings will come. And in those days, it was a very good, if you notice, they were capturing that country, not physically. Only you have to pay taxes, that's all. So the king, but not that he is ruling, you are ruling, but you have to pay taxes to him, that much. So Dhananjaya, the Arjuna, he went and collected dhana, or the wealth. So Jaya, he actually captured or collected. So Dhananjaya, that was the name of the Arjuna. So Krishna organized that also. And in that, so many people are coming. And in those days, it is nowadays also, somebody should be at the door, at the gate, when the people are coming, you have to tell them, welcoming them, and arranging their seating and all that. So the division of labor, he will welcome this person, he will welcome that person. But in those days, they used to come barefoot almost. So obviously, you have to wash their feet. That was the great job. Who will do? The servants can do it. But that was not the way one should do to the respected guest. So it was given to Bhima. Bhima told, I am going to touch the feet of those people. I will break their heads, but not touching the legs. So Bhima refused. No, I cannot do that. He is a very powerful man. I am going to wash those feet. No. I cannot do that. Arjuna quietly left that room. So that means he won't do that job. Other two were also not very eager. You know who took that? Krishna. When the duty was given, that you have to receive this man, you have to feed this man. So all that was distributed among the brothers and others. But to wash the feet of the guest, the coming guest, who will do that? Nobody was agreeing. So we are Kshatriyas. We cannot touch the feet of others. Krishna told, I will do that. So why I am telling this story, he was not having any ego. So when we are having the ego, we think this is the lower job, this is the higher job, and I am over here sitting and receiving people. But going and washing the feet of the people, no, that is lower job I won't do. So that is the reason in Ramakrishna Mission, when we join, always they will ask us to clean and cut this vegetable and this and that, all type of job that you have to do. But we are coming, all are educated people. They were also placed in higher positions. Then the boy joined with us. He was the professor of chemistry in the Chicago University. And whatever he earned, he gave it to the Ramakrishna Mission. With that money, the new training center started for the pre-probationers, those who are planning to join but not decided, so they could come and, but if you keep 25 boys, 30 boys, the expenditure is there. Who is going to pay for that? His money, he gave for that. Now he also joined, and they gave him to sweep the floor, and he was sitting, the fatty boy, and he was sitting, and not in this country you have the machine, but that physically you have to do. You have to sit and do with the cloth you are waiting and doing, and he used to do that and say, "What is the chemistry in it?" He will be cleaning the floor and telling to himself, "What is the chemistry in it? I do not know why they have given this." So by that way, he used to go, and then we used to say, "Why you have left anyway?" But we have to be humble. A Krishna, the Supreme God, who has created this world and has come down as an Avatara, he is teaching us that if you are humble and free from ego, you are God yourself. And who is this Krishna? Sri Krishna is that who, through his knowledge, Shastra Krit, an eternal inherent power, Nija Birja Chaditang, again and again, Bhuyo Bhuyo, creating, Sisrikshatim, names and forms, Nama Rupani. Nama Rupa. So what is this word? Only two words. We have a name, we have a form, that's all. Can you go beyond these two? Only two. The whole universe is nothing but Nama and Rupa. But if you remove the Rupa, it remains Nama. And then if you remove the Nama, it remains that truth. Now, the gurus who give the mantra diksha, they give Nama and Rupa. They will give a name of a god and a form of a god to meditate on. And when you are meditating and taking the name of God, they'll say slowly, slowly, the Rupa will vanish. You become that. Only that name will go on repeating within your heart. Then that also goes away. Only the happiness remains within you, and that is called meditation. You are meditating on an object, and that is God or Goddess, beginning with the name and form, but slowly your form is dissolved, then the name also goes away. What remains? Only happiness. So what is God? Happiness. After practicing religion, if we are not becoming happy, that means something wrong in our practice. God is happiness. The Krishna also says, Shastra Krit. What is the Shastra? The truth. In science, all the discoveries, they are researching and finding out the truth and then recording it, and that is the science. That is called Shastra. Shastra for the scientist. Those who like to research on that, that is their book. And those who like to realize God, what they will read? The Upanishad, the Veda, Gita, Bhagavata, Kathamrita. These are, why? All the realized souls, whatever they have realized, how they have realized, that is recorded. So Shastra Krit, he is having the knowledge and eternal inherent power. Not that somebody gave, it was eternal, all through. Inherent power. Sometimes some people, a police is standing over there, he is just making, suppose you are speeding, and immediately at your back there will be a car and putting on the light and maybe giving a horn, and you have to side and stand. If somebody else comes, you say, hey, who are you? Why should I have to stop? If you are not a police, then I am not going to stop. Why for the police we are stopping? It's not for the person. but the power that is at his back. Who has given the power? The government. So the dress and the badge, all those things are showing he is empowered. And what about Krishna? What about the God? It is inherent power. No one has given him. That is the God. The Nija Birja Chaditam is the inherent eternal power. He is creating. Only one time? No. Bhuya Bhuya. Again and again he is creating. And creating what? Then it says Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa means this whole Jagat. And why? Vidhivat Samana. Why he has created this? So that the jivas get their karma phalas. He has given the karma phala. And suppose you have done something wrong, and then you were not caught, and you say, oh, I'm happy, even the Supreme Court cannot give me any punishment, then I have that power, then I can stop that, that's good. But you cannot escape from the hand of the God. And the God will say, okay, you have come, now this is the thing you have to do. Punishment will be there. Next life, you are suffering. Now other people will say, why those people will suffer? And we are also sympathetic. Immediately we are going to rescue them, sending the relief. But why those people they suffer? There must be some cause. Otherwise the effect will never come. Anyone suffering means he or she should think, I must have done something wrong. I cannot remember. Maybe in my past birth. No matter. I am not going to blame anyone for this. I must have done something wrong sometime, somewhere. If not this life, previous life. Hence, I have to rectify. So that's why he is creating again and again? It says, so that the karma phala, the vidhivat samana, these jivas, they can get the karma phalas. Again they say, I won't read the Sanskrit, why this, who is this Krishna? Krishna is the ultimate goal of the yogis and the spiritual aspirants whose minds are pure, developed intense love for Krishna. So Krishna is the goal for the yogis. Who are the yogis? Those who are trying to get attached. And how Krishna, he became, why I am giving again and again the definition of Krishna. Because it's from the Bhagavata. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Who is the Rama? Parabrahma, that is the Rama. In the Ramnam, in the first line, that is the Parabrahma. Who is Krishna? Parabrahma. So Avatara means it is that Parabrahma only, that coming. Adharmena tabadhiya nripaha jivanti tatrishahi sattata kila. He says, yadahi adharmena. When the Supreme Lord is taking this form, that means people have forgotten the religion, the righteousness, and they are all the nripaha. The rulers have become egoistic and also they are torturing. If ordinary people are making mistake, it is nothing. Suppose in the classroom, if out of 30 boys and out of 30 students, if the 5 or 10 are not studying, 20 are attentive, teacher can rectify them. But if the teacher is not giving the classes, then all the 30 they can't learn. Inside the classroom, if the students, a few of them maybe 10%, 20%, not studying, it is okay. Others are studying because teacher is sincere. He is giving the classes. But if the teacher is corrupt and he is not giving the courses, and he told, oh, you just read the book and now go and search in the Google, he will find everything. Let me go. I have other work. He will leave. Then everybody suffers. Similarly, if the king is not proper, if the ruler is not correct, it is a suffering for everyone. Hence, the Sri Ramachandra and Sri Krishna, they came and took birth in the family of the kings, that is Kshatriya Parivara, in the Kshatriyas. And they tried to rectify the kings, the rulers only. That is the reason. But the third one, Sri Ramakrishna, that time situation changed. The most of the countries are democratic countries. It is not run by the king anymore. So it was necessary for the thinkers, because they were the rulers. So the Sri Ramakrishna took birth in a Brahman family. So the Brahmins, the thinkers, the researchers, they should be correct in proper way. They should go. He says that the assuming forms of sattva to teach truth, righteousness, mercy and love. What are the things that he is teaching? Truth, righteousness, mercy and love. Datte bhagam satyam ritam dayam yasha. Satya means truthfulness. That is very, very essential. If the king is telling the untruth, then where the subjects will go? If the ruler is telling the untruth, falsehood, then how the people will understand, whom they will believe? When they go and say, sir, what happened to our country? Is it safe? Oh yes, no problem. You go and sleep, I am here. Then he take a plane and fly away, because it has been attacked by the enemies. And the next morning, we get up and, oh my God, we are attacked by the enemies and there is no one. Where is our ruler? Oh no, he is in America. And then that's all. So this is the way. See, look at it. In the present situation, if we are comparing, why the Avatara? To rectify the rulers, the Rama and Krishna, and what they are teaching. You should be truthful. Whatever the king says, that is accepted by everyone. Because he must be knowing, and he must be knowing everything. So the boss is always correct, because he knows all the information. And when he is telling, we must accept that. Then ritam dayam yasha bhavaya rupani dadat yuge yuge. See, in the Bhagavata, it gives and the Ramayana also, in the beautiful way they are teaching, the rulers, they must learn it. But the problem is they never come to these classes. So they never know all these things. This they say. Now the question is, why the Lord had to take the form of Krishna to reestablish dharma and punishing the kings? Now I will give you a little small list. Jarasandha. He was the king of the Bihar, now in those days called Magadha. The Magadha was a very, very powerful kingdom. And the ruler was Jarasandha. And Jarasandha, he planned that he will offer the heads of 100 kings at the feet of his god, so that he will get the power of 100 kings. And something in his mind came, and for that project, he arrested 86 kings already. And only a few was left. Krishna then understood, oh my God, we have to save these people. And how to? It was so difficult to defeat Jarasandha. He was a very planned way he used to do, and he himself was very powerful, and he was having some miraculous power also. It was very difficult to kill him. The whole body, it was all like the still. So no arms could penetrate. So by that way you are saving. So the Krishna took the Bhima, and in those days they used to have the sports like that. So the king also used to come down and for the challenge and the wrestling, and at that time it was the only weak place was there. You have to tear him. So he asked Bhima, you cannot kill him in any way, by suffocation, by this, that, nothing. He won't die. Then he took a leaf from the tree and tear like that. You have to tear him like this. I should not say that, many of you will be hard by it, because he simply tore him like that, Bhima, and by that way killed him at the behest of the Krishna. Why? Because Jarasandha was like the Ravana, Jarasandha also at the Krishna's time, he was the main force to create problem. Jarasandha's, he arrested Jarasandha's son-in-law. He was the Kamsa. Many of you know Kamsa. He arrested his father. Of course, he didn't kill him, but he arrested that was unthinkable. The father was considered as God, living God. Mother, goddess, that was the teaching. Now, just for to rule, one can even arrest his own father. It was unthinkable in those days. Jarasandha influenced him. He said, if you like to marry my daughter and become my son-in-law, and that if you become the son-in-law of Jarasandha, no one will be able to touch you, because my power is always with you. But only thing, you have to arrest your father. And this fellow, he arrested his father, kept in the prison, and he was ruling this Kamsa. And then another is Shishupala. These are the names many of you know. The Shishupala was the right-hand man of Jarasandha. He was in one way related to Krishna's family. But he was very much the critic of the Krishna. Any opportunity he used to criticize Krishna everywhere. But Shishupal's mother, she knew who this Krishna is. She came to Krishna and told, see, he is my only son. Please don't kill him. So Krishna told, okay. And as because you are requesting, I will forgive 100 of this type of mistakes. But 101, I'll kill him. His mother told 100 means a big number, so I need not to worry. But this fellow, he also crossed that 100. And in all these gatherings, when Krishna was also there, the Shishupala came up and he was insulting him, and Krishna was going on looking at him, counting. And he could understand that my mother requested, so I am safe. But Krishna told 100, don't cross 100. I won't be able to save you. And after that, Krishna himself killed him, this Shishupala. And this, again, that was in the South India. So the East India, North India, South India, and far in, like the northeastern part, that is the Shanitpur and Tejpur. Shanitpur is the present-day Tejpur. In Assam, there were one person in the Kamarup, his name was Naraka. He was a terrible person and a friend, great friend of Jarasandha. So why the king, God has to come? Because to punish these people. Now southern part of India, northern part of India, eastern part of India, and also northeastern part of India, everywhere, only western part where Krishna himself was there, in Gujarat and other places, except that, all these people, they became very bad. And they were torturing the people. So what to do? And there was another person, Sir Panduraja, he's from Bengal. And the North Bengal, Pandu is the North Bengal, and his name was Vasudeva. And he used to wear the dress like Krishna himself. And he used to say Krishna. Krishna was very famous. So he used to say, I am Krishna, worship me. I have those power that Krishna is having. So he used to mocking Krishna in that way, this Vasudeva. So why the Lord had to come? Now if you see the geographical boundary, almost the whole portion of the India that was under the rule of this type of corrupted, egoistic the rulers. So the God had to come, and he was born in a family of Kshatriyas, the kings. But he grew up as a very ordinary person. So he knew the heartbeats of the ordinary person. He grew up in a village, and he knew the ordinary people, how they think. A little bit of happiness, little bit of joy, that is sufficient for them. They only need protections. That's all. So grew up over there, learned. And then, in those days, the tradition, he went to the Guru Griha, he learned the scriptures, but he was God himself, but following everything. Afterwards, he left all and only one mission, and that was Dharma Sthapana. At the time of Sri Rama, he never gave any advice to meditate or to call on God or do puja, nothing. Whole Ramayana you read, nothing is there. But it is Krishna, at this time, he gave all this. That's Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, he is giving 4 yogas. And he is giving the idea that it is possible even in the human form, the God can manifest. That's why in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we find the Lord is taking that supreme form. Even the hero like Arjuna, he had to sit down and pray, unbearable, I cannot look at you, please take the normal form. So the human can become God. It was impossible at the time of Sri Ramachandra. No one could think that Rama is God himself. They used to think that he is the son of Dasharatha. And Rama also projected in this way, and that's why he was crying, and oh, my Sita, my wife. Then the Lakshmana came and told, don't worry, we have the good friends. But then he was giving the advice. So instead of the 2 brothers, the one was the Bali. Bali was very powerful, much more powerful than his brother. Instead of this brother, we will go to Bali. Bali is more powerful. Then we can go and kill the Ravana. Then the Rama then stopped. They said, do you think I need their help? I myself can do it. With this thumb, the hundreds of Ravana I can kill. But I am not doing that. Don't forget that. The Lakshmana sometimes used to forget. The Rama knew who he is. Sri Krishna also knew who he is, but he never did himself. Sometimes he did, and most of the time helping the Arjuna. When the Arjuna, after getting preparation for 12 long years for this big war, he came to the war field and he saw all his relatives, friends. Then he said, no. Only for a piece of land shall I kill these people? Then the Krishna was quiet. He was not telling anything. So this is your fight. You take the decision. Don't forget that you prepared yourself for 12 long years. Then when the Arjuna sat down at his feet and told, I know you are my friend, but you are my guru. Please guide me. Shishyasteham shadimam tam prapannam. Then only God is giving the advice. The God in the form of Sri Krishna, he gave the advice to Arjuna. When you are surrendering to God, what we learn from it? As long as we are thinking, I will manage, I will do, God will never come to help you. But if you come and then surrender yourself at the feet of God, God, I don't know anything. You are my only refuge. Please help me. Please guide me. Then one after another, good thoughts will start coming. Positive thoughts will be coming. And that will guide you to your happiness. When the Arjuna said that, how the Krishna helped him. And oh Arjuna, don't worry, I am your friend, I will fight. Not like that. He said, Klaibhyam masmagamo partha. Look at it. First thing, he slapped him. Klaibhyam masmagamo partha. Don't behave like this. You are a Kshatriya hero. And this is your dharma. You are not a Brahmana. Brahmana goes for begging and taking the name of God. That is their job. You are a Kshatriya. And you are in the war field. Oh, I will beg and I will survive. What is this? You should not do this. And if you do you think people will appreciate you? Oh, such a nice person. He didn't kill people. They will say he was a coward. All through people will say you are a coward. Then you have to show your might as a hero. And then he said, don't worry Arjuna. Even if you don't do, this is going to happen. I have already done it. You are only nimitta matra bhavasabhya sachin. So when we are performing some work and becoming successful, if we think that because of me, because of us, it is successful, wrong. It has already been done. Only God has chosen you to be there. Arjuna was chosen, so Arjuna became very hero, Virat, the great hero. But in reality, it was already done. So these are the teaching we find in the life of Krishna, the second Avatara. And he killed all these bad people and going and individually fighting. So he invited them in one place, in Kurukshetra. All the bad people came in one side and all the good people in the other side. And Krishna, it was neutral. Did you notice that? Krishna said, cannot take part in anything. But Arjuna, you love me, I will be with you and I will be your charioteer. I will be just driving, that's all. Wherever you ask me to drive, I will drive. But you have to fight. Why? Because God is always neutral. You have to fight your own fight. You have to take up your responsibility and the Lord will help you by giving you the positive ideas. Thank you, friends. So these are the contribution of the two great avatars. And third avatara, I think, tomorrow morning, that is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And we will conclude by saying the contribution of Sri Ramachandra in forming the human society. Thank you. Then if you have any question, we can take some questions. No question now?
Thank you so much for such a great talk. I have one question. I'm a researcher. I work on space physics. So, as being a researcher, how can I really realize God with my research, within my research, and is there any way to reach God through the studies that I do?
Can you please explain? Could you hear that? What she said?
I think what she is saying is that can you find God? Can you do spirituality while you are doing research? While you are doing through your research in your research?
Can I realize God through my research?
So she is a researcher.
Through your research, you will get the result of the research, and you will get a PhD degree. That is the. But one thing that you are getting a great training, because at the time of research, 100% mind you are putting over there. So your mind is getting training to be focused. And afterwards, if you are utilizing that focused mind to God, it will be very easy for you to realize God.
So when we find out something new, so we think that we have found out. So how can we throw off that ego from ourselves?
So what is the subject of your research?
It's physics.
Huh?
Physics.
Physics. Physics is not that they are finding it is something out of which everything has come. That is the main other portion of the physics. The matter, one matter from which all other matters have come. But that won't help in the spiritual life. Because in the spiritual life, it is not matter. Beyond that. And that is the reason the science cannot help us in that way. The science, as I was telling, I think in the introduction, we are only understanding those objects which we can understand through our 5 sense organs, through taste, through smell, through seeing, and through hearing and touching. So, but it is beyond all these 5. Obviously, you have to focus your mind within yourself. And this focused mind, am I this body-mind complex? No. The structure of bones and little flesh and blood over that and covered with the skin, and this is not me. It cannot be. Inside that there is a mind. Well, am I mind? No, mind also cannot be, because it's constantly fluctuating. Then what is helping my body and mind? If you can reach over there, then you reach to the Atman, the self, which you cannot see, but you can feel. You know, the Vedantin, they always say, the avastha traya shakshi, in the 3 stages. What is the 3 stages? First, waking stage. Waking stage, all understand. Then sleeping stage. When I am sleeping, my body is dead. It's not functioning. Mind is functioning, because I see the dream. When a 3rd stage comes, where the mind is also not functioning, only I am remaining, but no dream at all. When mind is not there, when body is not there, where I am then? The Vedantin, just like the science, they go. So you have to accept that there is something which is called asti. Asti means existing somewhere. And the moment I get up, everything comes back. That power, without which even I cannot dream, my mind do not function, then what that is called the Atman. So if you can find out that with that research, but I'll tell you, those researchers, they're very systematic. They will never go here and there. They will find out what are the things that they like to know. So this training will help you. Thank you. Any other question? Yeah.
Thank you. Also, I say thank you very much for your talk, Swamiji. I just want to know, am I correct in understanding that you're saying Sri Rama's time, Rama fights for us. Sri Krishna's time, we have to fight ourselves?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm wrong.
Rama's time also, Krishna's time also. So we have to fight our fight. But if you take complete refuge in God, the God will protect you. God will do everything for you. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving the example, if you are a baby sitting on the lap of the mother, baby need not to do anything. Mother will do everything for the baby. But you are a grown-up child running here and there. You may fall, you may get pain, and naturally mother cannot help you. You have to help yourself. So if you take the position of a baby, all the time sitting on the mother, and you say, Mother, I do not know anything, you do for me. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was a baby on the lap of Goddess Kali. And for everything he used to say, Mother, shall I do it? Mother, shall I go there? And mother is to do everything for him. But that is very difficult. The moment you become 5 years, 6 years, ego start coming. And you will be taking your hand out from your mother and will run, you will do that, and all your karma you have to. So to clear up, if you take the attitude of a baby doing nothing, Only believing that God will do, God will do. But the moment you say, I will also do, God will say, okay, you do. So then you have to do. So what we have to remove? Ego, I sense. Then what will become? We will become the baby on the lap of the Supreme Lord. That is the ultimate goal. I think you are not clear, right? It will take some time.
Swami, my question is that can you be born into Hinduism or you can convert into Hinduism?
A conversion in Hinduism. Before that, what you said?
So in all religion, there is some kind of conversion into the religion or some kind of ritual to be in that religion, right?
You know,
in Hinduism,
when Hinduism was there was only one religion. It is Sanatana, there's no other things were there. So this conception of conversion never came. But Hinduism never converts. It's transform people, you know. Hinduism believe in transformation, not conversion. Conversion in the sense that I am imposing my idea on you. No. Rather, you should learn and develop yourself. That's called transformation. A person is very selfish, like to live alone. Then we say, no, you don't do that. Rather, you should live with other people. So slowly, we transform him. Like there was a dacoit. He used to hitting people and then looting people, and by that way maintaining his family. Then one day Narada came. He told, hey, I will have to kill you if you don't give all your things. Narada told, I have only the musical instrument, and that is also become old, and even if you take that, it is not going to help you, and you won't be able to sell. So why unnecessarily you are killing me? Then he said, no, I have to take it because that is my profession. By that way I earn some money. And then Narada told, Acha, tell me one thing. You are earning money by the wrong way and feeding your family. And of course you know that to the bad work, you are incurring sin. Then I can understand. But I have my father, my mother, my wife and 3 children. So they will be distributing, na? So naturally, my sin will be little. So whatever everyday little sin, no problem for me. Do you know that they are going to share your sin? Go and ask them. You tie me over here, I will be waiting for you, go and ask them. This man went over there and then asked, Father, will you take my sin? Father told, no way. I helped you to grow up and now it is your responsibility to help me. I am now old, you should look after me. Mother the same way. Wife told, look, I am maintaining your family. So I cannot take your sin. You bring the money, provisions, I take care of your family. Children told, you helped us and we grow up. We will take care of you. But the way you are collecting money, that is not our lookout. We are not taking your sin. Then this man came back, a wise man, and he told the Narada, you are correct. Nobody is going to take my sin. So what shall I do? The Narada told, you take the name of Sri Rama. It's a very holy name. By that way you will purify. You know that dacoit became the great sage who afterwards wrote this Ramayana. So naturally, so this is the way we transform, no conversion. And if the Narada took out the gun and say, hey, you must convert to me, my idea, and go and singing with me, that was the conversion, forcing. No, transformation. You have to transform the mind of the people. We will see that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna applying that method, transforming. We never convert, we transform. Thank you.
So friends, we're going to have a simple arati, no music today.